Hi, I'm Dr. Darren Howarth with Summit to Shore Chiropractic, and bringing you part 2 of that deadlift progression and some of that core stability work that I like to go through. So last video we talked about a glute bridge exercise and a hip hinge exercise. So these are 2 more exercises that I throw into that progression to be able to get you lifting things and being able to be stronger and better movement. So first off, going into this kind of hip hinge again. So the only difference now, if you can get some sort of band tied under a bench or whatever the case may be. So this is the same concept. It's going to put a little tension here. You're going to really focus on that hinge and then pushing the hips forward. So again, this is basically that glute bridge exercise, standing up. So this is where the deadlift really comes in and picking things up. So you're really pushing the hips forward to stand up versus bending back up with the back, which is not a good thing. Good. And so try that a few times, get comfortable with it, and then I will progress to an actual weight. So I prefer doing like a kettlebell just because of positioning wise where you can get it, but a dumbbell first rather than a barbell, just for positioning wise, I would definitely start there. So first off, again, I prefer going right next to a wall. It gives you some good feedback on where you're going. So get a nice good position, get that kettlebell, and really focusing on hinging backwards. So again, the wall is just going to be there to be able to give you some feedback on if you're getting the butt back like you should. And you can move forward as it and kind of keep reaching and see how far you go. So finding that sweet spot. So a couple things to look for that are problems that I commonly see. One of which is having the kettlebell or weight too far out. That's going to put a lot of stress on your back. Same concept, being able and lifting with your back. So again, focus on the hips being the main part here. Another factor that you can look at is that shin angle. So the difference between a deadlift doesn't move very much there in that shin versus a squat. It moves quite a bit. So there's a lot more knee and ankle motion versus hip motion in a deadlift versus a squat. So, and then the last one, and this one's probably the most important factor, is if he goes down into a deadlift and right about there, he feels really tight there, he's not touching the ground. That last little bit, there's 2 options that you can do. One, you can put something there to set it down. So if he sets it down, he stays in a good position. The other option is he goes to that distance and then bends the knees and squats the last little bit to set it down. Because getting it up and setting it down are probably the most common areas that people get hurt. So couple factors, I mean, you can put a couple plates on the ground, whatever the case may be, but that height is a big factor on trying to keep yourself healthy with this one. So there's a few, obviously there's a lot going on in these exercises, but those are a couple exercises to kind of get yourself going in the right direction. This is a great workout to be able to strengthen the spine, the core, the hips, and really pattern that motion into the way that you move and pick things up. If you have any more questions, let us know, call, email, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.